Hello, Termites. We have made it to night 49. My glasses are filthy. So check this out. Somebody in a theater gave me this. I don't remember who. I feel bad about that. But it's called Mamont. I think this is supposed to be a tusk of some sort. This is vodka. It's not regular vodka. It's from Siberia. How crazy is that? And then there's Russian writing on here. I don't even know how I got this home. Maybe they mailed it. It's grain alcohol. So, this is going to get you drunk enough, I think, to go fight a woolly mammoth. Or maybe just lick a pole to see if your tongue will stick to it. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't drink this in excess because I don't drink like a Russian. The stereotype of a Siberian slamming hot and cold vodka. I put a little orange juice, a little jalapeno, a little paper straw. I find these quite annoying, but I don't want to be on Team Evil. Here's what I don't get, though. Well, here's an example. I asked for a straw at a property in Las Vegas, a casino, and they said, oh, we've banned straws. And I thought, oh, but not guns. Just saying. Straw this big. So I stole a bunch, and now I carry them in my purse. So I can mix my own drinks, and I don't have to rely on the kindness of others. All right, let's get back to Tanya. We're now on page 135. They have catch you up, they have bought a ranch in Little Rock. The whole family, minus her sister, has moved in. Oh, I also have on my Santa Cruz, California shirt. It's my favorite place in California. I'm not really a sit on the beach tan, as you can tell. I'm not a tanner. I'm a burner, blisterer, skin cancerer person. So I like Northern California. And I like Santa Cruz because it reminds me a little bit of Ireland because there's always kind of a fog and it's misty and spooky and there's seals and sharks. I don't go in the water there. But I don't really need to be in any of that water because there's not that many dangerous things in a lake. Maybe a snake, maybe a snapping turtle. But the ocean, I surfed for a little bit. I quit when I saw a shark. That was it. I'm done. I don't need to be told twice. I really don't. All right. Tanya, I had a great idea. One while I was sitting in my room at Tucker-Ho listening to a James Taylor album. It resulted in Mother meeting one of her musical heroes and George Jones having a hit record. Wow. After all that, just one idea. I heard James sing the song Bartender Blues, and I thought it was perfect for George. He had a little dry spell in 1977. He'd released 2 songs. George Jones had more than a dry spell of a problem sometimes. In Nashville, you can go to the George Jones Museum and you can see the riding lawnmower that he got a DUI on. It's the first reason I paid to go in the museum. Yes, I want to see what kind of lawnmower you decided to go get your alcohol and drink on. Because it gives you a lot of street cred. He had a little dry spell in 1970. He released 2 songs that year. Old King Kong. Nope, never heard of it. And If I Could Put Them All Together, I'd Have You. Nope, never heard that one. And neither one did much on the charts. Then Don and I saw him out on Old Hickory Lake, and I told him I had a hit song for him. A few days later, the doorbell rang, and when Mother answered the door, she about freaked out. There stood her hero, George Jones, looking pretty sharp in a pair of patchwork Bermuda shorts, a tank top, and sunglasses. Bermuda shorts are always fun. If you have a solid colored tank top, that's the key. She asked him she asked him in and came to find me, stunned that Mr. Country Music was standing right there in the living room. I got the James Taylor record and played it for George, and he loved the idea of doing it. He even brought James in to help sing on it, and it ended up being a big hit. I watched Bartender Blues climb the charts as closely and was with much anticipation as I watched my own songs. It was kind of like my baby. Since I've been the one who brought it up, song pluggers or people who publish companies who pitch songs to artists and producers must feel the same pride when they've called it right and brought an artist to hit. I sure did. It was kind of like winning an award. Being able to help my family move to a ranch and start this new life was better than writing and winning any award. Right, but you have to keep it going. That's a lot of pressure for a teenager. The Tuckers were a team. Right, but who's the captain? Huh? Who's the captain? Sadly, it's Daddy. But you ain't. You're the one making the money. Should be you. But you're only 16. See how messed up this all is? Shoo, buddy. being able to help my family when it started was what I was so proud, even though I really didn't feel like I was giving my mother and dad anything. What? You bought them a ranch? The Tuckers were a team, and I figured we'd all earned it. Right about then, I started telling the press that my plan was to work hard out on the road and make enough money so that in a few more years I could retire, get married, have a bunch of babies, and raise them on the ranch. This is my little fairy tale future, and one I'm still waiting for. Well, I thought about my old dreams and plans again this year when I recorded Someday My Prince Will Come for an album titled The Best of Country Sing the Best of Disney. Oh. All these years, it's still such an appropriate song for me to sing. MCA decided to team me up. We're on chapter 24. MCA decided to team me up with one of LA's top producers, Snuff Garrett. Does anybody in this whole book have a normal name? Oh, wow, Snuff. Snuff had done well with Cher. Oh, the label thought he'd be perfect man to bring me a blockbuster hit. I don't see Cher and Tanya being similar at all, but maybe this guy's got a talent for everybody. I sincerely hope they were right. I prayed that Snuff Garrett would be the Billy Sherrill of this second stage of my career. My first clue that this was not to be was when Snuff told me I didn't need to come to the studio while they were cutting tracks. Ruh-roh. The difference in production style was unbelievable. Snuff Garrett talked to his musicians about technology. Billy Sherrill talked about his feeling. Whereas Billy asked me my opinion and made me feel like an integral part of an entire process, Snuff couldn't have cared less if I'd even met the musicians. I wanted to be included in each step of the process, and I showed up anyway. I was used to cutting live and by the hair of my chin, and I liked it that way. These sessions were like an assembly line. The musicians acted very formal. They read the music. Is that really a bad thing that they read it? And played it note for note as written. In Nashville, the guys used the number system. They listened to the demo, write down a series of numbers which stand for chords. They also improvise a lot. For that reason, I think the final recordings are fresher when the musicians play them note for note. I would probably agree with that. I'm not a music person, but that sounds right. I'm not saying all the music coming out of LA is stale, but what we did during those sessions felt stale to me. I knew I wanted to come back to Nashville to make my next record. I wasn't a control freak by any means. I never have insisted that it's my way is the only way in or out of the studio, but I always had a feeling very much part of the whole creative team, the producer, the engineer, the musicians, and the background singers. However, the system didn't work that way while we're recording my first MCA album, which was titled simply Tanya Tucker. The sessions taught me to be careful when someone starts to talk about a producer's track record. Track record, that's in air quotes. Lots of creative people have long track records. Kentucky Derby winning track records. It doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person for the next job or the next artist. Okay, that's where we're gonna, she's learned her lesson in Los Angeles. Trying to think if I've watched anything new. I'm going to start this new Reese Witherspoon thing on Netflix. Little flies, little fires, little fireflies. I don't know what it's called. I have my last episode of Coven. I'm saving it. I just watched the one with Stevie Nicks. It was Stevie Nicks' birthday yesterday. Did you see that on Twitter? Sometimes Twitter's fun and not all hateful. Not very often. That's about it, termites. I ain't got a lot else to catch you all up on. I haven't really done that much. So get yourself cozy. Get yourself tucked in. If you don't have to work, don't set an alarm. And everybody have a good night. And in the words of Ron Wyatt, how do we say it? Night, night, termites.